Hey everyone, this is the Kubeflow Notebooks meeting for the 26th of March. It's still KubeCon week, so a lot of people are at that. We did cut a first alpha of Notebooks v2, which is exciting. It's not ready for production use. Please don't use it in production, but the tag does exist now on the repo. If you go here, the way you use it is a little. We need to update the wiki, I think, with how to use it. I think there's some steps we've written out. Of course, it's going to be in the main branch of the manifest repo, but that's not there right now. So we'll have to put a set of steps here that explain how to pull from the tag and deploy it. And of course, in reality, this is mainly so that we can start syncing into the manifest repo, but because it's not ready for use. But I cannot overstate that enough. But the notebook, the manifest, the notebooks branch has a developing section as well. So it doesn't have auth in here. So yet, I think we've got a debate of how best to do it. But right now, if you do this, you will get Istio on a local kind cluster. If you go tilt up, if you read, I think we have a link here under development guide, but the place where that goes to is under the repo notebooks v2 branch in here. So if you want to learn how to do a full-ish version of the current main state of Notebooks v2, because the main branch is actually called Notebooks v2. That's the way to do it. But yeah, we have this here. We're about to cut. Oh, I didn't cut the RC1. Oops, even though it's actually there. Okay, so I need to do that. So the images have all been built for the v1.11 RC1 as well, which there's some stuff that needs to be updated probably before we finalize it. Other than that is, oh, okay, yes. Other than that, any other big changes that happened? Obviously, there was a Trivy security incident. We removed Trivy from every repo and done some other changes to improve security that would have maybe prevented it. It's unclear. So specifically, we're not enforcing this yet at the org level, but any workflow now has these kind of hashes rather than tags referencing for their action versions. Of course, if the internal configs of the action have any kind of non-determinism as well, that's problematic. So that if they reference a container image, it might, pull from latest or some other tag there, which is not immutable. We did enable immutable releases, so now for the whole org, so it's literally impossible to change this release now. So like what that means is that this tag here is now always going to be this tag. Like, so it's definitely always going to correspond to this. Any assets which are uploaded, which there's none in this case, are there. Okay, that's something I'll add that to the list actually. That's one more thing for Notebooks v2 at least, which is the one that's going to continue. We need to enable release attestation on the Docker images, which we already have, like everything really mostly set up to do it. We just need to enable it. Docker file attestation. Can file Docker container image station. Can we connect it to the release attestation? Because I wonder how this gets generated, right? Because like this attestation, is this for this part, or is this the same one that's for everyone? I don't know. We need to. There's some talk about it in CNCF as well, so we need to just figure that out. And what that does is that's like a root of trust, which says that we know that it was created at this time at this place. So if a user wants to pull directly from our registries without mirroring them or something, they can, or even if they do, they know that there's a root of trust. Just like, when you're downloading a BIOS onto your motherboard, it won't allow it to run usually unless it's signed by the vendor. Very important in the light of what happened in the last few days. That's just what I'm highlighting there. Of course, if the root of trust is compromised, we need to have a plan for that too. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so for next steps, what was this about with Foster here still? Have you got any, oh, we do need to start doing Dependabot. Let me just
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. Yeah, I put Christian's update here. Yep, my fault. That's about Dependabot, not Fossa. I think we haven't seen any Fossa issues recently. Maybe
well, it's
we
because it's
can.
disabled, right? It's not. Is it disabled actually? Or did someone reconnect it? I can check pretty easily. Yeah, I think it's disabled on this repo. We need to
Oh,
re-enable it.
there we go. Okay. Yeah. So
So
yeah, but
like,
that was Dependabot. So my update comment there is incorrect on Fossa.
um,
I'll fix that.
Just quick thing regarding the Panabot. The goal was to find a suitable configuration for it, and Andy already set me up with quite a little bit of information on what we need to consider there, and I will play a little bit around with that on like repos in my own namespace or something, and then yeah, we can or like see how we like that, what comes out of it, and then use this configuration on the actual repositories. Also, it's not directly related to the Pandabot, but I did a little bit of janitorial work on the dashboard repository and updated a lot of the Go dependencies there.
do they actually
Because
work? Because when I tried to do some of them, it was very bad. Like,
yeah, it's not a trivial update, but I think at least like all the tests pass now. And the good thing also is that with the newer dependencies, this weird dependency on HashiCorp Golang LRU drops out, and then we can remove a few dirty workarounds from the repository, which is
yeah,
nice.
that's what I wanted. I tried to update it to fix that, and I was like, oh, this is actually more painful than I realized. I can't.
And
And
I was
especially,
talking with
yeah,
Christian yesterday about like, yeah, like why there's that weird block in the Docker file and and I think you would observe, Matthew, I think it was the client Go or something where later versions didn't pull that in,
it's our
which just makes
dependency on Kubernetes client library, yes, which previously depended on a Google library, which itself depended on a HashiCorp
the
library.
HashiCorp, yes.
Yeah. So, um, anyway, this is another supply chain question. But anyway, although Go is more deterministic, but still doesn't help that much because if they're compromised. So okay, so dependabot on everything. So is there any other, so Go, Python, GitHub Actions, is there any other things that we would want dependabot on there? I don't know, right? Is there?
Well, it's like no, Node.js too, right?
Oh
So
yeah, and Go. Yeah, sorry, Node. Yeah.
Yeah, and the question is a little bit how we keep our like tooling itself up to date, like the things that we use in the make file and so on. We have a few versions pinned there,
I'll put that as
but
well then. Yeah, like
yeah, that's something
testing
that's maybe not
versions.
as trivial to do via the Pendabort, and maybe we need to
Go, yeah,
find some
Go
other.
versions we really cannot automate. Like, but maybe we can have like maybe Go versions, Kubernetes versions,
Yeah, kind,
kind
customize.
builder.
Istio, CTL, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, some of those are like we're testing old versions intentionally to make sure that we don't break compatibility, right? Because we assume that Kubernetes these days mostly does have forwards compatibility.
yeah, but I think having a source of truth on what would be the newest is something that couldn't hurt. But I only see
It's
this
more
as like
minimum.
a step two.
It's more like the minimum version. I know we went to a much newer version of Istio as well, but that's in some of the repos. It's also they're not aligned either, so that's a separate issue. Okay. Um. Okay. Cool. Any other places we'd want to keep up to date while we're just thinking about it? No, I don't think so. Okay. Cool. So yeah. So we need to. I'll put this as a task here. To do. We need to re-enable FOSSA checks running on notebooks and dashboard or repo where we disabled them during their outage. Okay. Sorry. Okay. We also have timeouts now and other things, so it's okay. And versions of dependencies. Okay, so you've made some PRs to update things. I'm gonna put this under here as well. No, this is a separate task. We'll keep it separate. Okay, cool. Any updates on this overall topic here?
No, I don't know where that's just more of like a reminder of us. So yeah, so it's like I think we just need to kind of on some other call sort that out. But I think Christian's probably indirectly handling that to some extent, or at least keeping visibility on it. So I don't know if we want.
Okay, also like yeah, someone was talking about like an Angular update. I mean, why were you doing a big
So
Angular
yeah, I
update?
think is Alok still on? I wanted him to. Yeah, he's here because I wanted to ask about this because I feel like with Notebooks V1, we probably don't want to do a lot of this
I'm
stuff.
surprised that this is possible as well, right? Like this. How did you just use you just use the automated upgrade for this, right? Sure. Yeah. So like the other problem with this is that it depends on a common package and the common package is used by a couple of other dashboard places. So like from my perspective, unless there is a specific critical vulnerability that we can't resolve another way, it may, I mean, if it turns out to just be fine, then maybe it's fine. But it's just an interesting debate, right? Like that. So we should talk about it later. But what version did you jump to? Also, you didn't seem to update the Docker files. I can't see any Docker file updates in here. So there's also no Go mod update. Not Go mod, sorry. Yeah, there's this. Interesting.
Yeah, so I think the question it boils down to is how much changes in general we want to allow on V1, given that we will phase it out soon-ish. No, but like at the end of the year. I mean, I'm fine taking in these maintenance-related changes, but in this case, just like looking at the diff stat is a bit scary.
Yeah, I think if anything, we should be spending time on dashboard, but dashboard obviously is impossible to update the main version of it. Though there is an Angular rewrite. We need to figure out what we're doing with dashboard's Angular rewrite as well. But because the main one uses Polymer and that's really not supported anymore. There is a Polymer replacement that maybe we'd be able to migrate to if we just wanted to try and migrate in place. But that's so many years ago now. I don't know how much forward compatibility there is. So it's a debate we should have. Like if I was going to look anywhere to try and do a lot of work, it would be in dashboard. Right? So like, is there?
Yeah, but like this Angular upgrade is done because in there one it's related to one ZSOC project. So there it was mentioned to upgrade the Angular version, and to upgrade it, it is based on the common folder which we're using in different Kubeflow components as well. So updating that will break some means like having Angular 16 in common library and other
That's what I
Angular 14
was.
will not work well. So
That's what.
like
How is
yeah,
it related to GSOC
this
though?
is a debate. Like in Models web app, they are using common library for front end Angular.
Okay.
So there it has to update the Angular 16 into Angular 16.
I thought GSOC hadn't started yet, or had it? Has it?
Yeah, it didn't started yet, but that is not related to the main project. But to upgrade the Models Web App 16, it needs to update the common library as well.
Interesting.
So even the mentors like others were also mentioned it. So like this was to discuss with you, like if we have to update it to 16 version on it.
So do you want to update it or not? I'm confused.
Like I want to update, but like you said, it's dependent on other Kubeflow components as well. So updating it will means need to update other components as well. So
So yeah, this is the interesting question, right? Like, so the obviously we're gonna stop making all of our UIs in the next release of Kubeflow, right? So this like these all of these front end components, not these ones, all of these notebooks v1 components are EOL at the end of at the end of this year. So like what that means is that you should not expect any future updates to notebooks v1 stuff. Right? The only reason why common ended up in here is just because it was in the Kubeflow repo before. But this repo folder, whatever it's called, won't. Yeah, it's like I mean, it's a debate. It's an interesting debate as to whether we should do any updates here. I know for all of the things in here, we're going to move them into notebooks v2 things because we just have much like the backend is, and it's going to make sense because they're all notebooks related things anyway. Things like Kserve, though, which would be what Models web app is an interesting debate. I think we did talk briefly about having plugins for notebooks, like workspaces, but I don't know how you do that cleanly. It's quite a control loops are quite complicated. Or what's the other? There's only one other, and I think we did agree that Katib could be moved in if it wanted to be, because that's just part of Kubeflow, right? But Kserve is just the slightly weirder one because it's not a CRD that we own. I think we did talk about
yeah, like
having
case service.
jobs concept as well. Like I think we did. I think definitely in the workspaces should have a jobs section, which abstracts all official job CRDs, like leader worker set and job itself, you know?
Like, I wonder if we should just, like, wherever this model's web app lives, should it just copy in common and update it there and reference it? We just deduplicate, like, we
Well,
duplicate
eventually,
this.
yeah. So that's my first suggestion. Yeah, is that of course that that might, like, I'm not sure the model's web app is owned by Kubeflow. It's like under Kserve, right? So
It's not, but it's
Yes.
Julius maintaining.
yeah, it's like it's an interesting question, right? And then Katib's UI, I think, also does it. I don't think anything else does. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Okay, we should talk about this later, I think, but it's an interesting question. So there is a PR that's sitting there, I guess. You can reference any version of common you like anywhere, right? So like it's kind of, yeah, okay. I mean, there's more tests in our repo though, and I don't know. Okay. I had to fix a pretty serious issue with common as well, by the way, and when I was cutting the V1 release because it was broken. It
Okay.
was like a Python pin dependencies thing. Okay. Forget exactly what it was.
So I
Okay.
don't know, like, I mean, should we like bring this up like in the next community call? Like, what's the right way to orchestrate this? Is this kind of like spans a couple different working groups, you know? So at least to like have like next steps
So I
here.
mean,
So
our
co-ops
next step.
just-
So there's nothing will change. We are not going to support this anything in this repo anymore. So like this, it's like you should assume that the Notebooks working group is going to completely disown everything here. If another project is currently depending on it here, they must find another solution of some kind. I don't mind what that is. In the case of Katib, I am open to them if they wish porting all of their functionality into Notebooks v2, right? Into workspaces controllers. In the case of Kserve, I'm probably not okay with that. So it's and then there's the more edge case of I am okay with generic job CRD integration on the workspaces because it's something that users will want to run like inside their workspace, which is a namespace to some extent from their perspective. Like, yeah, you know, and even trainer, like I think even we talked about having Kubeflow trainer integration, you know what I mean? Like having those CRDs be visible in the UI. Does trainer have a UI already? They don't, right? Anyone? No, okay. I don't think they do. Okay, so anyway, but those would be the idea. Like we'd do those first. We wouldn't do Kserve first, right? Because Kserve is not, strictly speaking, part of Kubeflow, unless there was a large amount of contributors who are willing to do both. I guess that's just, sure, right? Yeah. But even then, Kserve is complicated. So, okay, common. The question then becomes: So then the question becomes purely, for the next few months, do we need to do this upgrade for some reason? Right. So that's the question that remains. Is there a security or any reason that requires us to do this? You know, so if we look in the Docker file here, does this allow us to do anything? You know, like updating to new versions of Node. We're already seemingly building the front end with Node 24. Is there, because like dependencies would all need to be updated as well, presumably if you update Angular. So, I don't know. We can talk about this more next week when there's more people here. But when is, like, if this is a blocker for GSOC stuff and it's an approved project, obviously it has to actually be an approved project. Like then, like right now no GSOCs are accepted. You know, like they're currently applying. That should be something they should work through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will talk with Julius as well regarding this.
Cool. Okay, let's move on to this. So 2603 technically was cut upstream. We didn't hit any of these things, unfortunately, into it, but we talked about it, and what we're going to do is add the patch release 01, which will come out maybe next month, which will really be the one we intend people to use, will include these two, not these two, the dashboard v2 and things, notebooks v111, which for v2 is a breaking change, but it's not really, it's a bit confusing, but we'll just make sure that it's documented for users. Like it would be hard to accidentally choose to update to a patch release in the way that the manifests are used. So we just need to make sure that happens. Any other comments there? Okay, cool. Yes, okay, so for dashboard v2, we did cut this, and then there's an RC sitting there. The main thing I need to do here is PR the manifest sync start update into the other repo, which we just haven't done yet, but because it's quite a big restructure there. I think there was a debate around whether we should bother doing any restructuring for v1. I think the answer is probably no for notebooks v1, and then just sync them in, and then as we're going to be deleting them from the main branch. So effectively, we should. I don't think I'm quite. I think once we get confident that we're going to hit end of the year for notebooks v2 for GA, we should delete the v1 manifests from the main branch of the manifest repo. And we'll bring in the v2 ones as soon as now, probably. You know what I mean? Of course, it's going to cause them problems for cherry picking stuff in. I don't know. Maybe we should wait a little bit actually for that, until maybe the 0.1 release happens. But okay. Any other comments about dashboard v2? Anything that's happening here? So I guess post release, we wanted to like, update Go mode dependency. I think you'd already started doing that, Christian. And then
Yeah, I think it's mostly done. It's just something, where we need to look at like the PR at some point.
And then obviously moving these auth manifests into here is important so that the dashboard becomes a standalone feature. And then we also need to start, actually, let me put another one afterwards, which is, group support we need to do. And then the thing we just talked about, which is working to replace, like to update, to like resolve the fact there is no dependency upgrades for that central dashboard available. Polymer JS framework is not supported anymore. We either need to migrate to something to whatever replace Polymer, there's a community project that kind of is the legacy of Polymer, like to whatever framework is the legacy, and not legacy, like descendant of Polymer. I know that the Polymer team back many years ago suggested a particular framework of Polymer that is actively supported, or we need to finish the Angular rewrite, or we need to use start another rewrite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the point of finishing, like the Angular rewrite is now years old anyway, and
we did do a lot of, so like it's not that great. It's not perfect either way. It's not perfect. And also it's just a matter of because probably into what do we use, probably React / pattern fly, so that okay, another option. Notebooks eats the world again in a very annoying way, and it just has a mode which allows doing everything that we already have our dev mode of, because this kind of is what a dashboard is, right? It's a workspace to some extent, right? Like that, like you could argue that the dashboard repo can just depend on the workspace's UI or something, like that, it
is a scope. I mean, I don't want to rabbit hole on this, but like we have core notebooks features I would love us to be focusing on. And I don't get me wrong, I know, Matthew, the path that you're guiding us down gets us to a point where dashboard can be this like better standalone maintainable thing. But like I don't like using the word we in this statement, as I fundamentally feel like dashboard is a distraction that's slowing down what is the future, which is notebooks v2. I don't know, like I'm not going to like raise this on a community call. This is just for us to discuss as a working group. But like selfishly, I would love to like at some point in the next couple months just never talk or think about dashboard again because
that's what I'm saying.
I want to be building notebooks v2 features, because that's the powerful wow factor, not
But think about it this way, right? Like the problem is the main way people are going to deploy, well, Notebooks V2, we're going to support standalone. So we're going to be building a dashboard-like feature anyway. You know what I'm saying, right? Like any feature that's currently provided by the dashboard.
Yeah, but I think if we talk about this is mostly about the UI itself, and like all the hard part about dashboard are not the UI, or am I mistaken here?
Um, so the UI is weirdly coupled in two places to various backend components. Mainly that, yes, the KFM API is separate, is a REST API that does things. It probably needs to be rewritten as well. Like,
Yeah, but I don't see us going there as well, or at least not before we have like everything else set in stone.
yeah. So what I'm saying is that I think the thing we need to realize is that for users to make effective use of Kubeflow Notebooks v2, they need the profile controller, something like the profile controller and KFAM, and ability to manage who has access to it, or to their namespaces, right? Like, the one thing that we won't do is probably the profile controller in the notebooks, but like, all I'm saying is, right now, if we say to someone, go deploy Notebooks v2, standalone, what does that mean? That means,
but
I
I
think
mean,
previous,
like, I
we
mean,
just
I
said
get it.
dashboard previously.
It is very, very challenging for us to move. Like, this is in my mind, Kubeflow community problem. Like, profile controller affects by Christian everyone. And like, we're trying to get something new off the ground, and it becomes exceedingly challenging fighting with dashboard that's pulling us away from our real goals, right? I would have loved the past 4 months to taken all the time we put into dashboard and invest that in notebooks v2, and we like can't do that. And a lot of this is like Kubeflow as a whole, you know what I mean? Which I mean, some of the people on this call would still be involved, but like it just like sucks that as the notebooks working group trying to like redefine what a distributed notebooking solution is, um, we're taking our eyes off the prize for dashboard, and that sucks. I guess that's like my general thing.
So okay, either way, so from coming at it from our perspective then, because like our goal, like that, like that's what I'm saying, our perspective is that Notebooks v2, we want people to use it. So what does that mean? Right now, what we said was that the reference deployment of standalone was just dashboard plus Notebooks v2, right? Like dashboard meaning central dashboard plus profile control plus KFAM plus the Notebooks v2 as its one side point, right? We obviously have this dev side cast thing that's really just for developing locally. Like it's that's not even like there's the dashboard repo actually does not have a lot of code, but so that's kind of what I'm saying. Where like we would rewrite it, but like though it's that's where like I think this third option is an interesting idea. I'm not saying we do it initially for the first release, but like it's this might be the only sensible path long term. Because and the reason I bring it up is just good effects if we do anything about this like rewrite of dashboard. That's kind of what I'm is like what does the dashboard provide? It provides a wrapper with iframing. It provides the ability to pick namespace, which we already that's easy. But it provides the ability to manage namespaces as well, like who has access to it. It's so like I don't know. Just it's yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know here, right? But I think it's a lot more difficult in terms of like a lot of this right now, front end work, and I would love and I want our community to grow, right? But I'm just speaking today, almost all of our front end work is coming from Red Hat developers who are not really incentivized to invest in dashboard for obvious reasons, right? Because they have their own like vendor dashboard. So it's just like I just don't think we are equipped to like reasonably do this as a working group right now, right? We have like some power users come in from other companies that want to own it. Like you know what I mean? Like that's awesome and great. I just worry about the structure of our working group right now. There's going to be real challenges to doing this.
So the current plan with V2 is, as I was saying, to just depend upstream on the dashboard, right? That's not changing. Like but then we still have the problem. Then we still have to solve this problem, right? Like, which is that it means we're depending on something which probably has vulnerabilities or issues, right? You know, like that's kind of, and we're going to be putting more and more work into the dashboard repo to add group support, which is a feature required by Notebooks v2. So it's yeah, like that's just so coming back to this, we just need to resolve this problem, right? Like, so what anyway, so I'll leave it as now. We're not gonna, no need to fight it out now. There's not enough people here really to talk about it, but the we'll talk. So for standalone V2, we just need to confirm what that story is as well. Let me just write that in the V2 section. It's like I won't put it at the bottom actually. I'm gonna put it a little bit. No, it's somewhere else. Fine. Yeah. Ensure the standalone notebooks V2 story makes sense. It's probably just using Kubeflow dashboard as auth plus UI initially, but in future we might want to eat the dashboard ourselves. I don't know, like and UI and possibly auth ourselves by using the notebooks frontend instead of the central. This is something to think about. Okay. Because also it hurts your ability to integrate either way, right? Like the dashboard, there's that question as well as to whether we intend to add other distribution. Like how likely is it that a distribution could even replace the dashboard, right? Like that may hurt adoption as a standard, right? That's kind of what I'm as well. Anyway, okay. Notebooks V2, that's later. So notebooks V1. The next one is obviously we've cut this RC 0, and then we've actually cut RC1 as well. I just haven't put it on the releases side tag. We'll sync that into the V1. We don't need to update that. We don't do that. We're gonna say sync into the sync the 1.11.0 RC1 into the manifest repo. Same structure as before, as we because we will delete notebooks v1 from from manifests once we have feature parity and confidence that we will hit GA for 26 and okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, so for this, other than this, there is obviously a desire to put gateway support in, and we'll talk about that after the release. But for example images, we'll chuck some updates in there. There's a new version of PyTorch that was just released, so that's probably a good time, honestly.
And so, now at this point, right, they did release 040 is not our seed, so yeah.
So yeah, both big important updates. So having the new version of PyTorch is good, and having the new version of SDK is good. Of course, then we need to talk about our own V2 images story, which we haven't got yet, but that's a separate part. Okay. We do need to make it clear that this is going to happen, right? That we're aiming to EOL everything in that repo at the end of the year, including Volumes web app. So all those features should be available in workspaces, or decided that we don't want them anymore. Like, like one of the two, right? Ongoing security bug fixes. Yep. Goal is to do CVUs only. And maybe this one gateway thing is what I was saying as well. So that ambient Istio can be used, because some people use ambient Istio, so we can't avoid that really. Okay. And some distributions want to use ambient Istio, so that's even more important. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe we could do this. I don't know if we need to do that. Attestation, this comes back to that question. Okay, coming. So isolation. That's okay. This is something we need to actually confirm we have in the V2 discussion. Do we have that?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it there somewhere. It was after slugging somewhere. There you go.
I'm just gonna put that as like a debate topic because we need to figure that out. Okay, cool. Yep, because that's from a. This is also where having auth owned by us might make sense. Anyway, but that's a separate issue. Interesting. Okay. Notebooks v2. So there, I don't think anything has changed in terms of demo right now. Unless we wanted to try. I don't know if there's any other.
Yeah, I don't think so in the past since the last demo.
We fixed some of the issues that we saw in the last demo, so I think that's fine. And then cut that version. The just check the branch for tags, I guess, not tags. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. So we won't do a demo right now. Okay. So yeah, we've done that already. Update the manifest sync and sync them in. Yep, that's true. Okay, now so this is definitely an important thing we need to do, which is explain how the heck you use this. Like, and even if it's just saying pull it from the manifest repo, or if it's saying don't, I don't know, right? It's just that like it's kind of a weird thing, but like we just need to figure out what we're saying there in this wiki page. Are we gonna say, what are the steps? And I know we have a set of steps which will work mostly. We just need to update. We just need to get it into the repo and then put it as a link probably on let me just put that as a task actually, which is add a link. Yes, add that link. Yes. Also add link to install guide in the GitHub releases page for these versions. That's just very important. Let me just link that here. People will be very confused otherwise. I think we already have had a few questions about this, so it's just something we should do. Okay, update sample workspace kind docs. I think we already did this, right? Oh no, we just need to have more. Oh yeah, we haven't actually explained how you get the samples into your thing. We just need to update these with that. Okay, cool. And have and link back and forth as well, like reference in the guide to using as well. Okay, because part of installing. So yeah, we've already got the warning banner link, I think. Oh no, we need to update the warning banner information. Yeah, we need to have a little bit more information here. That's good. Okay, and then I think this is similarly just about messaging around what the heck are we doing, what is happening here. Okay, the next one. So now let's quickly go through these. Has anyone who's in here had anything they've been working on that they just want to highlight before we start kind of trying to plan out the next release?
I know I'm reviewing a PR. Akram's been very responsive. I'm not as responsive on my reviews, but I know he has a PR raised on that list values API. Akram, I don't know if you want to say anything about it. I saw that you pushed updates related to my review, so we're making good progress there. When that gets into a good place, Matthew, we can have. Outside of any RCs here, that's one of the first things I think we'll want the front end to pick up and change because that's a sizable front end change.
Yeah, exactly, Andy. So I addressed your comments. Thanks for the reviewing. So I did some testings, and now it's ready for new review. Thanks.
What's this pull request here? We had one of these tasks down here, so let's move it further up.
So yeah, so Divi just kind of like stopped responding, which is totally fine. He might be on something. I'm not angry about it, but Akram kindly was available to do some stuff, so he kind of picked up the PR that Divi had started with that I put a bunch of reviews on, and he's kind of getting that over the finish line. So he's opened up a new PR. I still need to close the old one just as it's been superseded now.
Where's your new one, Akram? Where is it?
972. There.
Yeah. Cool, yeah. So we obviously would need to connect it to the front end and other things as well. Like let me just close this one. Okay. Let me just go to the one. Backend PR is that, and then front end PRs plan. We haven't got that yet. We're
Yeah, it's
towards the
just to
actual.
do at this point, but we're that
There is a front end plan,
972
is
is very, very close.
is there a front end plan? It might be.
Yeah, there might be actually. If you go to the parent,
How do I go to
like the parent underneath the top issue title,
Oh, there.
links to parent, and then link again to parent Epic, unless it's in here. No, this is all API stuff. So link up to parent Epic and now see if there's a
Yeah,
front
yeah.
end support.
Yeah, let me just also so that it's easy for people to find rather than having to go through this chain saying. And then I'll just put like tracking issue. This is under this feature, right? So it's like, is there? I guess there is a bunch of other tasks in here actually.
Yes. Because it gets kind of messy because that's the entire compatibility selectors feature, which is not fully designed, but we feel very good about the list values API spec. It's the rules and rule evaluations that we still need to close on.
Okay, cool. That's good. Initially, we need to show all. Yeah, sure, that's fine. And then, yeah, okay, cool.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's what Akram's PR is tracking to. Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, is there any? I mean, obviously, we're just gonna keep going back and forth on that. There was another one. What's this?
Oh, this is probably another one where, yeah, I think someone kind of opened it and then I just never heard back from them. So yeah, this makes good sense, Akram, because you already have good context as that ties in. So that'd be awesome.
Which one is that connected to up here so I can put it on this?
It's still around the compatibility selector
Oh, it is,
stuff
yeah,
that, yeah, with workspace kinds potentially filtered on namespace, that kind of gives the whole compatibility selector suite.
Okay, cool. We'll keep going with that. That's good. We've got the epic tracking it anyway. Okay. Any other things there before you just kind of try and prioritize some other stuff? Okay. Anyone else on the call who wants to anything before we? Anyone who's new who wants tasks and has capability to work on things? I think there's a couple of people here I haven't seen before, so.
Yeah, I'm new, and so I'm really just here to try and learn so I can install this and start testing things. So I've got a cluster up and running, but I'll be going through the docs and see if I can test things for you guys.
Yeah, so if you wanna it's for Notebooks V2.
Yeah, yep, that's the idea.
If you want to do it really quickly locally, you can do it with kind up. Again, there's Notebooks V2 is not ready for production. So if it's like an EKS cluster, you might not want to do that right now. But it's not like it won't work. It's just there's a lot of features that are missing. Like it's like very important features are missing right now. Like the
Yeah,
ability to
I'm completely new to this. I have a bare metal cluster,
Ooh,
so I'm just trying to
could be
figure
even harder
out
to
like.
clean up then. The I'd start by just playing around with it in kind. Uh, so there is that. Was that install guide that you were working on, Andy? So I can link it here if you wanted to. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, it's yes, there. I think it's mostly I need to
We need to
revisit.
update for the new dashboard repo though. Oh no, we
Yeah,
can't because it's pulling dashboard. Oh, okay. Wow. No wait, where's dashboard coming from?
dashboard section
Yeah,
2 right there.
it's coming from manifest. Yeah. Okay. So we need to flip this to go to dashboard v2 from the manifest repo. You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, this still for if you're just really interested in notebooks, this will still work. But yes, to be on the latest of everything, this isn't there. Um,
Yeah, so we'll link a thing on how to do the alpha deploys. Yeah, we need to. That's where did I put that here? I think I put it under.
but if you're part, are you on the Kubeflow Notebooks Slack channel, Alan?
I don't know. Let me check real quick. I have.
Okay,
Let's see. Yeah.
no worries. I'm just saying if you want to reach out to me there, like I said, this if you want to kick tires on this thing, like I just haven't had time to revisit it recently.
Okay.
And so if you find any issues, I'd like just reach out to me to say, Andy, this is broken, and I'm happy to help with it, right? Like even you just pointing out where the instructions fall apart now is really valuable. I'm not expecting you to fix if you know how to fix them, all the better. But even just pointing out this doesn't work, this doesn't work, I'm very happy to collaborate. It's just been hard for me to find time to sit down and really work through it. So I'm very open to feedback, and like that then kind of guilt trips me into making sure I get this updated. So that would be, I'm happy to help enable you as much as possible here.
Also get it on the main repo too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can kind of dog food it to then actually get this up on the main repo. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to, being able to help out in any way I can.
Okay, great.
Works V2. And so do you have like, you just wanting to use it, or do you have like, do you want to have help some development stuff?
Right now, I think I better learn how to use it before I try and develop anything.
Cool.
So that's my focus, is to learn it first, and then I'll see if I can
Is
provide
it
some
for like,
updates.
for your just personal interest, or are you doing it for a team or a company, or you don't have to say the name, don't worry about that. Just
Yeah, so it's personal interest, but I do this at work, so it's like it's for a company.
cool.
Um, but it is my own personal interest too. So
So yeah, definitely happy to help you get this up and running. As Matthew said, it still is, very much in an alpha state, but outside of getting it running, then, feedback and thoughts, definitely part of us getting excited about even having an alpha out is to start to engage more with, community. So yeah, take your time, get your bearings. But there, a lot of this is still being built, right? So, don't be afraid to make your voice heard, and let's talk about other directions or improvements or enhancements, that we could take this.
okay, great.
yes.
Look forward to it.
Awesome. Anyone else want to, anyone who's new, one other person? No. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the name if they want to say hi. Deepak, maybe. I don't know. You don't have to unmute. Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna. Is there? So okay, while we're on the recording, might as well just quickly go through and be like, okay, so then what is the next step? So like, I know that there's some backend stuff that we're gonna close out that we were kind of hoping to get into the alpha tag, but it's these top ones. Like, we're just gonna port all the manifest changes that we did in V1 that we talked about that before. That's critical because it won't really work otherwise in the deployment. Like network policies and security context and stuff. Okay, I think Christian was working on how to handle this more cleanly, as to whether he has like a linting PR that tries to prevent us doing it one way or the other. I don't know what we decided in the end. That's just an API decision anyway.
He has a PR raised. I wanted to talk with like Eder or Paulo on the front end just to like make sure that they could weigh in, but they've been on vacation. So I will circle back with them on that. I just want to make sure because part of this kind of affects then how front end works. So I don't want to just merge this and then have them retroactively figure it out. But yeah, Christian already has a PR raised for this. It's really getting front end to sign off or make sure they, participate in that review. So yeah,
Yes.
hopefully by next week I can get with Eder. I think Paul is still on PTO, but try to get with Eder to get him to weigh in on that. There's a add new lint 980, do not merge. Yep.
Something like this. I don't forget about it. Okay, cool. We just need to figure out if that like need to confirm that the front end will not be burdened significantly by needing to check for nil types when Swagger actually says it could be nil. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, there was, I think. Oh yeah, we need to fix these test triggers. Yes. I think there was also a change that Christian, I asked him to do in a random call once, which was ensure we only publish releases from, I don't know if you finished it or not, but like just a very basic one. I was like, oh, let's just prevent some accidental releases. So I'll just put that in. It's just for V2 and V1 actually. Is we'll come through that later. I think I don't need to be back here. Okay, so okay. I'll put that actually under here as well. Like let's. No, it's fine. Don't worry. Okay, So other than that, what's the next most valuable thing that people? So make sure we update the control. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that as this. We can probably do that all at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. UC binding events. Oh yes, that is actually a problem. We need to figure out what the heck's happening there. That we don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. That one's weird. Yeah. If,
Yeah, we should probably at least get this into a bug on the repo. But yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we talked about. This one as well. Container image attestation was something we should just talk about. The backend should not be predefining. That's crazy. We figured that out while we were testing. It's like, what the heck is it doing this?
Yeah, that should probably arguably be a bug. Yeah. I think update workspace should go on if we want to treat this kind of top down. I think update workspace is the real or just before logos and icons. Some of these like I'm fine, just in terms of getting to real
definitely
feature
above
work.
this.
Yeah, yes.
Whether it's logos and icons is there. I'm just okay, and then because this just makes the product almost feature complete. Oh, and this one is actually probably
Secrets API just needs to come after logos and icons so we can get some of those controller runtime patterns agreed upon.
Yes. Oh, that one's actually pretty important as well. I'm highlighting gray and things that it's not strictly necessary, but it's things people could pick up. I think Christian.
Yes.
I don't know. Did Christian already start working on this? Actually, let me just put it as a link if he did.
I don't think so.
Nope. I don't think so. Okay, cool. Supplement isolation, that's something we need to talk about as well. What was I? Did we not already do this, or did we do this?
No, we haven't done this.
Okay, cool. No.
We just did for the sake of the initial release, right? We just patched tilt right now to disable auth to make that.
Yeah.
So auth is enabled by default, and then we patch tilt to turn auth off.
And then, so what was part 2 meant to be? I wonder. Part 1 update front end defects added to. Yeah, sidebar. That is something the front end does need to have that before we can do anything really.
Yes.
Which is upper version of.
So then part 2 is probably enable auth on backend tests. Yeah.
Tests and.
Or, I mean, really, we probably just remove even the ability to turn off at that point, right? We just remove the disable auth flag.
Part 2 is probably this then, probably, right? Like, then, if I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Remove the ability to disable auth on backend.
Yeah, because if we have it working in tilt, that's how people should be working anyway, and then there's just no reason to turn auth off.
So in the tests, it raises a question. Like, so we'll put it here as part 3 actually, which is update backend tests to use auth injection.
Yes. And
then this one is just remove the ability to not do it. Because once we've got all that, that's pretty much that is the steps there. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay. To create new images. This one I'm gonna put here as like we just need to figure out what the heck we're doing. Okay. Okay, kubectl default container.
I thought we added that.
I did it on dashboard. I just didn't do it on.
Oh, okay. I might have been looking at dashboard. Okay, you might want to move that one up under the manifest changes because that's just.
Oh yes, you're right. That is actually everything. That might actually be a controller. Technically.
Oh, because this is a workspace. Yeah, sorry.
I'll just leave it for now. It's not super critical, that one. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There's something logging logs that are not working. What does that mean?
That one I do not know. I don't remember that getting added.
There's I think what's happening is that logs are not actually writing to the. What I'm saying is I don't think logs aren't writing to the container output. That's all I'm saying, right? I think.
Oh, and there's also, I thought like one of the, like it might actually, there's some warning that might get spit out in one of our log things. So yeah, I can look at.
And there, yeah, you're right. And there is a warning when starting.
I think, yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forget specifically, but I can look at that after recording today, or at least like look to flesh out the details of that to more clearly articulate.
I think definitely it's not ending up in standard out or not. It's unclear. We just need to check. Last activity section. Yeah, okay, that's important for front end people. Probably should group these by area. Having these are just notes we were finding as we were doing everything, and having local devs. Obviously, we should at some point start using Istio, start using GitHub issues and properly tracking the board there, grouped by area and things like that. But you know, that's just always a never-ending battle. Trying to actually, sometimes you just need a Google Doc. Okay, having a local dev set up. That is literally already, we literally already have this. I think we already fixed this, right? Virtual service.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'll just put.
Oh, you and Christian might have. I can't remember though.
We can just very easily check. The tilt might still do it. You know what I mean? But the
yeah, I know we talked about it.
So this is for front end. Was it? Yeah, manifest, components, STO, virtual service. It doesn't. Oh no, it does. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say that's under manifest changes. Do we need to do anything for tilt do not break when changing this? Cool. Okay. That's we've already got this as a because this is for local. Yeah, it's just tilt. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. Like that's part of the step here, which I think we said was like, we said tilt. Where was tilt doing auth? It was this auth one here, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Make test flow for front end to ensure that. Okay, this actually isn't a long-term one. Sure. Test flow. We group them by area in a second. Culling controller. We're not areas. Okay, whatever. Culling controller. Yeah, that we do need to think about what the heck's happening here with that actually.
Yeah, Harshad just needs to. He's been very tied up, so we need to get him back on this, which he will be soon.
Oh, do you think he'll be able to anytime soon, or?
Yeah, yes, I know there's a big kind of planning prioritization thing for Red Hat going on right now, but everyone I've talked to has said the desire is to free up Harshad, so he's like literally back to like full time on this and just this. So
that'd be great. Okay, we should. Yeah, that's just a change to the back. That's fine. Restart workspace. Do we have already a plan here?
There is a Kyle drop. We would need to look over those designs. So I think there was one of the Red Hat designers did have some like general mock-ups here, so we could like start on this. I think technically we have all the pieces. It's just a matter of like looking at these flows and figuring out if like we like that.
Okay, cool. All right, end-to-end tests. Okay, end-to-end tests are pretty important.
I need to rebase because we leaked in some of the deploy makefile changes, but I do have a PR. It doesn't actually add the end-to-end tests, but it like adds the framework that then would let people contribute end-to-end tests. So we can look at that as time allows. I'll get that rebased.
Yeah, restart workspace is fine. Publish example service. I think we already have this listed somewhere up here then. Where did we do it? Notebooks. Did I have anything else? I don't think I did. Okay. Wait, I thought I did.
But was that in V1 though? This is a V2 specific.
Yeah, that was V2. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. We just need to, this doesn't, and it's not super urgent. We just need to figure out what the heck we're doing.
Yes.
Logs, that is critical for the front end. Events
yes.
is also important. That would also probably have actually fixed the problem we talked about with the other one. It's like, even if it was being incorrect container state, at least it would have said.
Yes.
Document how to generic non-STO with yeah, sure, that's fine. Ensure that standalone
Yep.
features always make sense.
So yeah, and like future DRA is going to be an interesting. I mean, multi-node MPA is good, but DRA probably will be.
Well, that's just a feature that has to be in. Like, it's just
Yes.
and I think it actually, no, it's not in. It can't be in, right? Wait, no?
Right. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not right now.
Because you'd have a resource claim.
But like the other thing, this gets weird on there, right? Keep me honest, but like DRA is like namespace scoped, whereas pod configs are cluster scoped on the workspace kind right now, which might be gnarly. So we don't need. It's like way too late on the call to get into this, but we'll need to.
Yeah. So I think because effectively we just need to add resource claim to primarily support integration weapon feature when adding resource claim mounts to the pod config values. Yeah, it's just right now it's just we don't have there's just a section missing in the pod config spec. You know, on the for each in the drop down list of pod configs right now you can only do resources, but there's a new field that we just need to support called resource claim. The question of how we populate the values there, I don't know, or because there's two types. There's resource claim template and resource claim. I think a resource claim template might be the one we actually need.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is kind of complicated, but okay. But again, this is not for multi-node, to be clear. This is just to support.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Of course, DRA is back propagated support through the resource request as well. Like you can anyway. If your cluster is using DRA to allocate GPUs, you can still request them using the old labels. Okay, this is MPI stuff, that's fine. Okay, I think we're good here for now. Like, so we've kind of gone through some stuff. In terms of next steps, me and Andy and Christian will work on getting these update workspace APIs. I'll put them as like green, because I think we're gonna get these done pretty ourselves. And the secrets API as well. Name slugging is interesting. It's more of a front end discussion. Well, okay, cool. I think we talked about how to do it another.
Well, I have a PR raised to expose the display name annotation, which we need to unblock the slugging anyway.
Yes, we need to actually have or even a. No, I think.
Oh yeah, so it already calls out. Yeah, so it already calls out the
field as well, right? Like, I thought. Anyway, I thought we said we should put it under the spec of the workspace. In that case.
Possibly. I forget. It's been weeks since I looked at that PR.
Either way, the backend needs to have it, and then that means the controller needs to have it. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Other than that, anyone else got anything you want to raise before we stop the recording? We'll probably move to a huddle because it tends to kick us off.
And yeah, sorry, Matthew. It is an optional field in the spec. My bad.
Oh, we've already done
that. That is how it's been raised. My fault.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Thank you all.
Oh, yeah, I forgot this stuff.